Hi, everybody. It's your old pal Chuck. Uh, Summer's over. Professor Emanuele has been back at school for a little over a week. So, right now, I have a little time to be able to do a vlog like this or vlog. I actually never found out what's the proper way to pronounce it. I'm sure one of you in the comments will be able to tell me. I'm doing this just to give you guys a little bit of a channel update, tell you what's going on with some things. First off, it took me roughly 4 to 5 years to get to 100,000 views, and that happened, towards the end of May, beginning of June. Since then, we've done another 100,000 views, and I want to say we because it's me putting up the videos, but it's you guys watching them, and I am just floored for that. I'm glad that I was able to connect with a lot of you. My subscription numbers went from somewhere around 200, of which I would say about 25 were real people, to a little over 500, where now I can say a couple hundred are real people. And yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, there are spam accounts out there, and stuff like that. I do appreciate the comments, the respectful, polite, constructive comments. You know, just saying the review sucks and the reviewer sucks without telling me why does nothing, and just shows the kind of person you are. But the vast majority of you are wonderful and have really helped out a great deal. I'm also not going to lie and say, that this was just, the Charlie hustle. No, I honestly don't believe if we didn't have a Transformers movie this year, I would have been able to do the numbers I did. I mean, Age of Extinction, I may not be a fan of the franchise. I may think, the figures look terrible, but the fact that a one-step Optimus Prime figure is now my most watched video and it's closing in on 25,000 views, it kind of says something, and it's those kind of numbers that do it. So, again, thank you so much. Um, and going down that line, I want to definitely thank the folks at Cybertron.com. Duque, Val, my boys. Really, I mean, the fact that they willingly will, newsify and front page reviews, my reviews like that. Ryan, Cybertron himself, the site owner, just I mean, these are people I've known for a few years, interacted with on the forums. I've appeared on their podcast once or twice. So it's just there. And let me tell you, for those of you starting out, it is a hustle. You got to go out there. You got to, get your videos on forums, get them out to the people, talk to them, get them out there. Um, that's what all the big names, Vangelis, Botimus, Piog, Sean Long, Bolt Matrix, that's what they did when they started out. Um, so yeah, and also T-Formers had helped out a lot. I know they front paged my videos a couple times, but really the big numbers come from Cybertron, and I do appreciate it. But I appreciate the help of everyone. Those of you who share the videos on Google Plus, I'm telling you, it's going to be one of these years. Google Plus, I think, is really going to take off, and it's great to be there at the ground level, getting my stuff out. I look at the number. It's on the Chuck Dog 1999 page I have at Google Plus, and it's really just me sharing the videos there, and I see I get a lot of traffic. Um, Definitely thank you. Now, there have been some changes. Some of you may have noticed, some of you may not because it's been on the back end. Number one, I've started using this headset more. Um, this is basically I got it just to record the What's on Joe Mind podcast. I tried using it for reviews, but there was an audio level. Well, through the magic of the internet and adjusting things, the audio level has now gotten to a point where I feel it's acceptable. Yes, it's a little lower than just using the webcam audio, but you lose a ton of the background noise and stuff, and I think that's a bit more important because you get a clearer sound. I actually, it was funny. I was experimenting ripping the audio tracks from it in a very backwards method because I used Windows Movie Maker to edit, and just running it through some of the stuff we use for the What's on Joe Mind podcast, Levelator, boosting it, and I mean, it came out nicer, but it was like, well, not that much nicer, but it was also like having to resync it back up. It's stuff like that. I just want to answer a couple quick questions I've been getting because I've been getting some new viewers. One thing I get a lot is, well, how do you get the stuff? Well, let me just tell you, it's not a question of me getting stuff early. If you look at my channel, I tend to review figures that the other reviewers really aren't interested in. None of the other bigger channels focus on the one-step simplified Age of Extinction figures like I have and like I do, the construct bots and stuff like that. So, you know, they'll maybe get one or two, and I've pretty much been trying to get most of them. I mean, unless it's just something I doesn't interest me. The other thing is, I mean, like I said, I hustle. I mean, when I make a video, I mean, as soon as I get something new that I know no one else has touched, I film the review, edit it, get it up as soon as possible, because I know time is a factor. I mean, waiting 24 hours, that's when somebody else who may have gotten the figure before I did just generally puts up their review. A guy with 3, 4, or actually now it's more like 500,000, a million subscribers isn't gonna worry about getting the video out as soon as possible because they have that base that it will hit. I don't, so I have to get it out. So it's not really I'm getting figures sooner than everybody else. It's just that I'm reviewing them, fast, getting them out faster. I mean, you'd be surprised to see the backlog of videos I have just because it's stuff that's already been reviewed and, that's or it's been pushed aside for something newer. I do have the Masterpiece cars, some Transformer Micro Changer Creons. I'm recording this on a Friday, and, this is something else I want to say, my schedule. I usually was trying to stick with a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. But that actually had changed for a little bit, or most of the summer. If you remember, it was Monday was Joe, Tuesday was Turtle Tuesday, and Wednesday was Transformers. And, Tuesday was Turtle Tuesday because I had those movie figures. Well, I went through those, so now I can go back to my schedule where Monday will be Joe Monday, Wednesday will be Transformers Wednesday, and Friday will be the variable. If it'll be if something new came in, that'll go up, be it Transformer Joe, whatever. Or it'll be like something else. Maybe like today, it'll be a Marvel Universe figure, 80s Thor. I do like those. I do like Marvel Legends. Interesting. Maybe the play. I actually have a Play Arts Kai Batman that I got around Christmas. I haven't touched yet. I really want to get into that. Mini Pla Gundam. It's really like just to give you a sample of like some other stuff out there because I notice a lot of reviewers they have their basic wheelhouse, which is Transformers and Marvel, or I should say Transformers and comic figures, but then they have their own specialties. Botimus is great with the turtle figures. Bolt Matrix is fantastic with the Super Sentai Power Ranger stuff. Evangelist is very much into the art toys, Glyos, the vinyl stuff. So, that's good. Now, the other question is well, it's more of a comment, and again, it's coming from a place of respect, so that's why I'm addressing it. Why don't my videos look a bit more professional? Number one, that's a stylistic choice. I like to have them look a little more rough. I want the videos to look like like they would in your home, in your own hands. You're not going to play with your toys in a studio with, professional lighting and stuff like that. You're going to have it like on a floor, on a table, under, dining room lighting. The other thing is, it's like I can only put into this a little bit of what I get out. In terms of, and I hate to bring this up, but it's a money issue. A lot of these guys, evangelists, for example, have studied videography. I mean, these guys went to school for it. So they know white balance, light exposure, and stuff like that. And that's a lot of stuff that's beyond me. I have a degree in English, and I was, more of a musical type of guy. Um, so to spend several $100s on lights or several $1,000s on something other than a HD webcam is a bit beyond me right now. Not saying it won't happen in the future, but right now I am kind of set with where it's going to be. Now for the backdrop, I know some people say, well, it's a piece of cardboard. Well, I got to tell you, one thing I've noticed from videos is they use like white or black, a lot of detail of the figure is lost. I found using brown, nothing gets washed out. But because I am looking for like that foam board or something, but it has to be, of a reasonable size that I can just break it down quickly. See, that's the other thing. A lot of these guys have their own dedicated review space. I don't. I don't live alone, so I got to be able to set things up and break it down very quickly to get on with my day and get on with, you know, well, not get on with my day and get out of people's ways. It's that. But I do appreciate the comments. Like I said, I'm always listening. You may have noticed some differences with the video. Movie Maker, I discovered there was an update, so I have some new transitions, some new ways to edit the video together, working with the sound and stuff, um, which is always good. It looks nice. I think now the title cards are coming together. That's another thing. Like I I know a lot of people don't like long videos. Like I just put up the Battle Command Prime, and that was a 19-minute video. It was 19 minutes because there was a lot of stuff to go through. It wasn't 19 minutes because I just wanted to pontificate for 19 minutes. And I try to keep the video short, you know. But one of the things that I do is, if you notice, I just have simple title cards, no music, no highlights, stuff like that. I mean, I've seen some videos where the titles go on for like almost 2 minutes, and that just, takes me out of it. I mentioned it earlier. I want to touch on a little bit of the What's on Joe Mind podcast. Yes, we're still around. Unfortunately, life sometimes gets in the way. Gary and Justin are IT guys and if you know anybody who works with computers, it's a very demanding job. Mike is he's a manager in a call center. Uh, again, they have real life jobs, families, stuff that that we can't get together as much as we'd like. If it was up to me, we'd be recording every week. It wouldn't be like a 2.5, 3 hour show, but maybe like a half-hour show and stuff like that. But please continue sending us emails. Continue, connecting with us on the Facebook page. I know a couple episodes just went up. I know they just recorded their fantasy football stuff. That is what it is. It tends to be popular with the listeners, what have you. The 50th anniversary Joe stuff is out. I'm reviewing it. It's actually kind of funny. After reading Justin's reviews of the early, the pre-release stuff he got, I was actually going to cancel my orders because I was like, these are going to be horrible figures. There'll be no way I can, review them because just the quality will be so poor. But I have to tell you, you know, handling Destro, handling Lowlight, handling the Night Viper, handling the Heat Viper. I will not touch Blowtorch with a 10-foot pole. Uh, the quality feels very similar. Maybe Justin's hands are a little more sensitive than mine. I mean, he has been at it a lot longer. No, that's not an old age joke. Yes, it was. But he might feel something that I don't. But especially with like Low Light and the Night Viper, I do feel a difference like it's a similar quality to the Pursuit of Cobra and stuff. Issues aside with the fact that there's a lot of re-releases of figures that I don't think needed to be re-released, what have you. Um, I do also want to add real quick, and I know this is probably going to crack up Gary if he sees it because he's like, I'm always begging for stuff. I am looking to do a trade. If you happen to have an extra San Diego Comic Con Danger at the Dock set with the proper vintage looking Flint and Vamp Mark II, I'd like to trade that for the night the night camo, City Strike camo, Flint and Vamp, because frankly I just want the proper colors. I mean, that right there was the way that was released was completely mishandled. I think Toys R Us could have been a little clearer that hey, it's really going to be a San Diego exclusive and only be up on the website for a short period of time. I mean, Flint was one of my favorite characters, and seeing as how this will probably be the only way to get the quote-unquote definitive ultimate version of him in the proper colors, I'd like to. I mean, so anybody up for a trade, obviously if you only have one set, you're not going to do it, but at least this way you'll be able to have, the City Strike colors with the black Night Landing Raph and Frog Viper, and then, on the other hand, I can have the vintage looking Vamp and Flint with the vintage Night Landing Craft and Frog Viper, and I'm sorry, Eel, not Frog Viper. Oh, somebody's gonna jump on me for that. But yeah, so I mean, that's really about it. Thank you. By the way, I don't know if those of you who are Team Botimus, if you've ever wanted to have an essence of Botimus, he is selling Team Botimus shirts. I will put the link in the description, which means I have to remember to get the link and put it in the description. Um, I will be picking one up as well, I hope, finances allowing. But one thing that does interest me is the fact that these are, they have to pre-sell a certain number before they get made. And what I'd like to ask you is, would you be interested in what's on Joe Mine shirts? Basically, focusing on, Chuck and some of the sayings and some of the stuff from the show. I'm thinking of a basic, Chuck shirt with something on the back that says like "I said poutine," or the if you remember the Fockers contest fans of Chuck for the logo with that face with the stripes, having that put on a shirt. Let me know. So yeah, well, this has gone about 18 minutes. Again, thank you all for watching, and thank you for watching this. Eh, I hope summer was good for you. I hope the fall is good for you. Those of you going back to school, study hard, and I'll talk to you again next time.